Welcome. I was asking Marsh in regards to probiotic, but I kind of like that one. But meaning like welcome. Bubbles. Ooh, ooh. Cuz I'm not big on yogurt. Oh my gosh. There's so many. There's so many. It's like old school TV. I like the retro. So hola. Yeah, I don't like yogurt and so hi. I think Marsh just wrote kombucha, kimchi, a couple other things for kind of like instant, you know, like yogurt would with all the antibiotics I was on. Just taking away my good flora. I know you guys would be happy the doctor wants to extend my medical leave 3 weeks. Like, what the fuck? What am I gonna do? I was kind of like itching to go back to work, I'm not gonna lie. So, technically, I'm not supposed to go back until... Just went under the couch again. Technically, I'm not supposed to go back until November 7th now. So I gotta get that. Move out of the way. Move out of the way. Move out of the way. Alright, why are you eating my thing? My ponytail. It's not even a ponytail. Look at it, he just ate it. He just ate it. Kim emailed them. We got a call. What? I didn't see any of that. Give you more time. Yeah, I'm still, she's not like super concerned. I mean, I did take the fall on Monday. I definitely pulled something, but I didn't ruin the cuff, the vaginal cuff. So that's good. But I'm still like bleeding and spotting and it's not normal. But she's not worried. And everybody heals differently in time, you know? So I'm home for another 3 weeks. It's not like I make like friends at work, but I do like some of them. And they were just like all texting me, you know, in the last couple days. Like, can't wait to see you. I'm like, I know. I really have been itching to kind of get back to work. And maybe, like I said, like per diem. But right now, Spirit has other plans. So, it is what it is. It is what it is, you know? So, and then I was like, all right, well, I'll call FMLA and yada yada. And I'll tell them the 7th. And then I was like, because I just want to go back. I was like, all right, well, I see her again on the 31st. So, I was like, can I go, you know, like I'll be able to go back to work, like good to go? She's like, I don't know. I'm like, what do you mean you don't know? Like, what do you mean? What do you mean? So, we shall see. Because a lot of people just look at it like, you know, the 6 weeks with the hysterectomy. So, typically you would, you know, 8, but now she's going to do 9. She's like, I might want to do a little more. Because everything's healing, but, like some of the stitches, like only 2 stitches are starting to fall out, and I should have a lot more stitches in there, and I don't. So, but everything looks good, so it is what it is. So that's good. And I think with the extra stress on my plate right now too, kind of beneficial. I don't know if it's beneficial for me to be home, you know, but processing stuff, that type of stuff, right? I need the extra time to kind of process stuff, maybe. I don't know. So, yeah. I was just trying to listen to Natalie. I think it was a Taurus read. She's like, this guy is a fucking moron. She cracks me up when she swears and talks like that, because I think when I first initially started talking to her, I think I horrified her with all my swears without even realizing I was swearing. So now when she talks like that, she's like, I don't care. She's like, it's not about compassion in that read. Like, this guy was an asshole and a fucking spirit calls him a fucking moron, you know? And I'm like, thank God, because I hate those words. And I hate to say, like, spirit says, and it's like, it's not an excuse as light workers. Like, we don't just say that because we can. There's repercussions for us using spirit's name in lies. You know, we don't take those chances and risks. Like when I said, like, slit the throat, I was like, oh, damn, you know? But that could be linked to more past life. So, but she did explain, you know how I explained in the read for the weekly read about that energy where I was like, I kind of hate talking like this sometimes, but it is what it is. It's like with justice being reversed, the Wheel of Fortune being reversed, and other cards that were there. And I've said it before, you have no idea what they did behind your back. You know what I mean? Like, they did a lot of shit behind your back. And karma catches up, you know? I'm sure you know a lot about, like, shiesty shit and stuff, but this was above and beyond, and it was disrespectful, and it's a lot, okay? And a lot going on in regards to the third party that they didn't want to tell you about either. So anyway, I really don't want to get into it, but again, I know some of you people can't stand watching it, and other of you guys love it. So, like I said, we have the same story being told a different way. But I feel like right now we're kind of telling it the same way. But it is reassuring for me to hear her say that. Spirit says you're a fucking moron. You know, like a straight up idiot. You deserve what you get. You know? So, it just kind of like reinsures me a little bit. You know? You know? A lot of people like to be like, oh, it's our anger, blah, 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 things like that. It doesn't really always boil down. What is all that shit? Oh, I think I still have it on a filter. But how's the energy for you guys? My mom's gonna be home in, like, within the hour. So as soon as she's home and settled, I'll go downstairs and do part 2 of Sag. But how are you guys? I just gotta check a text message real quick, so you guys type and I'll check it when I get right back. Hold on. You might be able to still see me, I don't know. Can I do that? Can I put the screen down like that? I don't know. Oh, I just figured out how to mute microphone. I knew. Okay, I'm back. She says, kombucha, kimchi, sauerkraut. It's like an instant probiotic. Let's see what you guys wrote. Yes, I'm gonna take an easy, thank you. Gives you more time to plan an exit, yeah. I've been experiencing minor inconvenience out of nowhere, yep, just chilling in my bed, resting, broken ankle after I went hiking. Ouch! Bummer. That's tough. Bummer. That's tough. No fun. Yeah, it is pretty dense, you know. But I think it's like one of those things with where the month is and the transits and the voids. I really think it's one of those things where energy is gonna come and go, and it's gonna tweak, and it's gonna, out of nowhere, kind of like rage in. So I think we're good. I think we're good. You know, we're supposed to be ascending, so we're supposed to be ascending, um, so we'll have like our ups and downs, but we're really in that phase of empowerment, more than like self-loathing. So I feel like we're good. Feeling dizzy as fuck, but at the same time being in another dimension. Yeah, so my dad's been dizzy for a few days, and I don't like it. It's almost like whatever that is, vertigo. But he's like, I think it's vertical. I personally think it's part of ascension, and he's in my household. And I'm in his household, however you want to put it. So I'm elevating. They're gonna feel that effect, right? So I think that's really all it is. I was like, I didn't say anything. I was just like, drink some water. Like you gotta rest, recoup. So I've been super nauseous too, off and on. Yeah. Not dizzy though, but like nauseous and just knowing I should be drinking more water and stuff like that. I've been trying even harder to tap into certain sources, and I can't. Spirit's not letting me. Could be the change of seasons too. Yeah, pressure to change. Yeah, lots of things. That's why I'm saying like don't feel pressured. What did I previously just say? Oh, I've been trying to tap into like sources or listening to like certain musics, and they're not letting me access it. Like it's not activating my crown chakra, my third eye, like nothing. So I don't know if it's because of my health, and I feel like they want me at that, like they had originally told me like at least that 6-week mark. So I don't know why. Another reason everything happens for a reason to get extended for 9 weeks, right? It could be so I can acclimate to the energy again. And ever since the interference with the hijacking, I haven't been able to even tap into binaural beats, So that might be a thing for you guys. Like, don't worry. It could just, maybe we are tapping in and it's just subtle, or we just need like a notch up, or we were put on pause. You know what I mean? During certain transitions and aspects of certain stuff in your chart. Like, I feel like some of us will like put on pause so they can situate certain shit, because they don't want the interference with all the other vortexes and voids and gateways that are opening and shutting. And remember I said how you have to push through? That's when it comes to you being more assertive, when it comes to more physical, mental stuff. Trying to tap into source. If we can't tap in right now, there's a reason we can't tap in. So we just got to leave it as is for right now, But the nausea that I've been feeling and knowing that I need to continuously hydrate is definitely part of ascension. There's no question. I mean, for 2 weeks now, like even going to the bathroom, I just have the runs, and it's no signs of like diarrhea. It's not the antibiotics anymore. They're out of my system. Like it's the ascension, flushing out the system and stuff without me flushing it out. Things like that. Hi, baby. He's like, hi. He's like, what are you doing? He's so cold, Loki. It's just so cold. You know that. So, He's just poking around. I had the doctor dying laughing. She's like, all right, put your things in the stirrups or something, or something. Because we were talking about, like, certain, it wasn't even the doctor at that point, it was the assistant. Want a nice cube? Come on, I need to keep you busy. She's like, all right, well, hopefully, like, your last appointment, following up, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, yeah, I don't know how many times I've opened my legs for you ladies in the last 6 weeks. She was like, huh. She was dying. I was like, I didn't even know it was that funny. I was like, I'm not even opening my legs for pleasure. She's like, I just fucking love you. And it's not that my mind's in the gutter. I'm just like, what the fuck? First thing I was said, I'm like, I don't even have a freaking partner right now, but I'm like, am I good to go? Am I good to go just in case, like, I want to? She was like, what? She's like, you crack me up. She's like, you can obviously just masturbate. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm talking about the other thing. I'm talking about the other thing. Just in case I really want it. Like, what's my go-to date? She's freaking, they're always talking about me. They're like, yay, she's like, I'm so glad to see you. Not somebody else got you. She's like, you always crack me up, and I don't think you try to. You know? Because I think I remember I went in for a bacterial infection plenty of times, but I just remember being like, yeah, kind of random sex, but not with, like, a stranger. Just kind of like, you know. I was like, every time I fucking have sex, I've been getting bacterial infections. I'm like, what the fuck? You know, and she's like, this preventative. I don't remember what I said. I wish I could remember now because the story is so much funnier. But I was like, yeah, you know, I just, you know, when I feel like having, like, I don't even want to get into it. I shouldn't even get into it. But she was just dying laughing. So sometimes I don't even realize, like, how funny it is to other people. You know? And then when I do reads, like, the other day where I'm like, yeah, you can go find another dick to sit on. And then I'm like, that must be very insulting to some people. It is what it is, guys. I just want a fucking date. Can I have a date? I read this, and technically you told me I could do that. She's like, yeah, well, now, you know, I don't want nothing in your vagina. I was like, what the fuck? She's like, I'm leaving, Courtney. I was like, fine. Fine. Not like I had anything to put in there anyway. So I'm glad I make their day when I show up. I should just give them the name of my website, my YouTube channel, right? I'd be fucking horrified. Yeah, I don't even know where that golden bridge came from. Shit that comes out of my mouth, right? So it can be very insulting to some people and then funny to others. I don't know. And sometimes, like, I even said that earlier, like, when I talk like that, I'm like, oh, man, it makes me just sound like not trashy, but not classy, but like, just like, but it's the energy. I know the energy. That's the energy, you know? So, and when I talk about getting into, like, one night stands, not one night stands, when I talk about friends with benefits, guys, trust me, if I've ever put myself in that situation, I'm the type of person, I don't just go into it friends with benefits. Half of the time, like, I'm hoping something else is going to pan out. I'm not just like, oh, I'm going to go and hit it and quit it. Not in the scenarios where I'm talking about, like, how stuff's been on the board. And I think a lot of us, like, that's what it is. It's not like we didn't want it to be one night stands, or we didn't want it to just be friend zone. You know what I mean? Not like I'm trying to make us sound better, but I'm just kind of being honest. It's not like, unless we're just out to be friend zone, and that's great because that's all you need, right? That's fine too. Nothing wrong with that either. Are you kidding me? You can have that and get that when you need, and then, you know. I just don't have it in me to not really catch feelings. You're from Thailand. Welcome, welcome, welcome. My friend right now is in Thailand. He just sent me photos. I was just sharing photos with people the other day. He's gonna grab me a temple. So, yeah, I mean, I am who I am, and I'm not gonna adjust who I am I'm not gonna accommodate to myself and change who I am to accommodate other people. It's just not a thing, you know? So, Rodriguez, David, hello. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, I'm glad I make everybody in the doctor's office laugh. So, I got 3 more weeks to execute plans. I still want to launch by the 24th. Start working on some things. I gotta stop putting all things kind of together and not do it all in just like 1 week, how I tend to do things, you know? It's like packing for vacation. I'll pack the night before. I don't pack days ahead of time, you know? I'm not that organized of a planner. Like, that would stress me out. Like, what if there's something I forget? Like, I don't know. I just don't do that. I've never done that. Even with camping, last minute. My sister, like a week ahead when they go away for their annual trip. All packed? Can I have the bags? No. They gotta wear stuff all week too. Like, what? I'm just very last minute. I can execute last minute though. You know what I mean? I'm like, I function better executing like that. So, Immortal Stories. My dad said he just checked out something. I think it's on Stars or HBO. There's a new series, Interview with the Vampire. My mom was just talking about that, which brings me to the whole transgender and same sex. The new Scooby-Doo movie too, Thelma. Thelma came out. Thelma came out like transgender or about out of the closet or something. I just think I don't have an issue with the gender thing, guys. I do have an issue with some of it though. I do have an issue where the government is taking it, because now you have been targeting children that are watching from the ages 5 to something, you know, and basically having the kids question, like, what do you mean? Something that shouldn't typically be questioned. So again, I'm not against this stuff, but I'm not pleased on how it's being handled. So with the vampire, she's like, yeah, two gay guys like going at it. Like, it didn't bother her, but Janice was over and Janice is like, oh, did you hear about the new Scooby-Doo movie and this and that? And I'm like, well, I'm not fucking surprised. The government would love us all to be fucking transgenders and have control over us. Are you fucking kidding me? So, not like I really wanted to get up on that topic, but I mean, your child can be 12 and be like, well, I'm thinking this, and my parents, I don't want to tell my parents or this and that, or my parents are against it. And your school counselor from the age 14 and up, or it might even be 12 in some states, can have that authority to start the process. I am not okay with that. I am not okay with my 12-year-old saying this, and that. If that's how you truly feel, great, okay? We'll get through it throughout the years, and we will make the right decisions at the right time, according to what's going on, you know? But the fact, you know, if a parent disagrees, that your child can just go straight to the guidance counselor and they can start the process, it's just bullshit. And it bothers me that, you know, they're adapting that into children's viewings. Like, oh, I've always, like, Scooby-Doo, like, what was she, a lesbian or transgender? I think she was transgender. Like, they're gonna transgender her. And it's like, what the fuck is wrong with the fucking government right now? I'm telling you, I'm not prejudiced at all. I swear to God, strike my kids dead, I'm not. It's the way it's being fucking handled. The way it's being handled is disturbing. Disturbing. So, it's just disappointing, you know, and people can beg to differ. for sure, and be like, well, freedom of speech and children and this and that, and those that are like advocates. Like, yeah, I get that. I get it. But we're born one gender, one or the other gender. Like, there's no reason to be like, well, you can be anything you want to be. Yeah, when you can fucking comprehend that, you can be anything you want to fucking be. Until you can comprehend that, you're a fucking girl, you're a fucking boy. That's just my opinion. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be an asshole. If you're in your 20s and you know what you want and what you're doing, and your brain has developed and you've been through life experiences and certain shit, we're good. We're good. We've been talking about this for a long time. We're good. I'm not going to transition you within a year from you thinking this is what you are. You know? I don't care what my kids end up being. I'm just furious with the way the government is trying to infuse. It's just their way of controlling the government, the system. Yep, you have this world. We're going to put you here. We're going to pay for it. This and that. Don't you worry. Like, we're good. We're gender neutral. We're like, give me a fucking break. This boils down to the government having control, and I will not change my point of view when it fucking comes to that. This is all about the government. Just like they all with the vaccine. Okay? So I just think it's disturbing. You want to raise your kids to be whatever they could be? Yeah. But last time I checked, I raised 4 babies. I didn't think I had to remind them they can be whoever they need to be, whether you're a boy or a girl. Like, you have parents these days being like, you can be whatever you want to be. You could be a boy or a girl. You want to wear a dress? Go ahead. You want to do this? Go. Like, yeah. But you don't need to explain to a 4-year-old you can be a boy or a girl. That's just disturbing to me. It's not right. It's just not. Not at that age. It's just, I get what they're trying to do, and I don't, they're not doing it ill-hearted, you know what I mean? It's their belief, but it's just disturbing. And it does boil down to politics and government, guys. It's sickening. You know, I really got no problem with, got family members, you name it. I don't got issues with that shit. I don't. If anything, like, I have a hat for you guys. I can't even imagine what you must feel like, you know, not knowing how to feel, you know, born a woman or born a man anyway. Like, my heart goes out for those who are going through that struggle. But in the midst of going through that struggle, it is not okay for your guidance counselor to give the okay for you to start taking hormones to try to regulate your fucking chemical imbalance. No, how about you take care of your chemical imbalance first before introducing hormones and certain stuff? You know, and it's just, the approach is wrong. I'm not against it. It's just the approach is wrong. In my view, you know, it's the way it's being approached. There's so many other ways to really go around it. I don't think you need to talk a kid out of it, you know, but there's peer pressure. There's so many things, you know, my friend's transgender. Do you know a majority of the transgenders, and I hate to say it, but statistically wise, they're already formed into a group of transgenders. And I even hate throwing that statistic out there. I really, truly do. You know, but that's one of the sad facts. You know, or you feel confused. Oh, I'll go this way. I want to be my own person. I do this. I don't care. You want to change your body? Go ahead. But if you're, I just want, anyone I know, I just want you to be very conscious of what you're doing. Not just, you know, chopping off your tits or adding a penis or getting a hysterectomy. I will support you 100%, and I will not talk you out of it. but I will try to reason with you to kind of hold off, and I'm, you know, and I'm going to want to know, like, how you feel. Like, because if you're still uncomfortable talking about it, there's still an uncomfortability within you. And changing your body and your character is not going to fix the root of the problem, right? So if you're confident and you're out there and you're raging fucking gay and you fucking own it, good for you. Good for you. That's what it should be. You should be owning it, right? But if there's any embarrassment or questioning, that transition is not ready to be made. And it's just so infuriating that a guidance counselor can start making medical decisions for your children. And it's disturbing that they're taking original Scooby-Doo characters and now they're gonna transgender Thelma? The fuck is that bullshit? And what is it? So the government's like, yeah, fit right in. You're good. You guys are good. Don't you worry. Yeah, they're just using you all as fucking puppets. Don't you worry. That's all they're doing right now. They're not really trying to add you into the fucking mix. You're not another fucking race. You're not another person. You're not another kind. You're still a fucking human-ass fucking being. Right? Talk about racism. You don't want to put us in categories, but yet you're putting us in categories. You're categorizing us. Good for you, government. Good fucking job. So fucking ass backwards. This is why it's so important for people to get on a different fucking wavelength, you know? Yeah. And then explaining to your child, like, what's a transgender? I have no problem explaining to my children if they ask questions. You know, but they're putting it out there so kids have that option. No. It shouldn't be an option. It's a fucking feeling. It's a feeling that child has. It shouldn't be an option. If they feel it, great. The option shouldn't be given to them at 6 years old. No, you got a vagina or you got a fucking penis. That's just my opinion. Okay? It shouldn't be an option. Your child will have a feeling, and then therefore you guys can discuss it and decide what you guys do from there on. You know what I mean? But regardless, I'll support. I'm not against it. I really, truly am not, you know? It's just the way it's being projected right now is just pretty disappointing, you know? Yeah. It's the way it's being promoted. And being promoted is fine, but at an age where your kids can comprehend. When you're taking your child to go see Scooby-Doo at the age of 6, you think your child's going to comprehend that? The fuck? Your child is not going to comprehend that unless they have that going on in the household. You know? That's hard enough. It's just, I don't even want to continue to talk about it. It's just fucking disturbing. I don't even know what brought that up. Oh, something with the vampires. My mom was like, yeah, you see it more and more, you know? But it's, that bothers people. Like, seeing two men kiss and make love, like, that shit don't bother me. I remember when I first, like, years ago, when they started introducing them, I'm like, oh, I don't know, you know? But now I'm just like, aw. You know, like, you can see if, like, they're really, like, passionate about it or... So, that shit don't faze me. It really doesn't. It's just the way it's being projected. It's just a shame, you know? And it's just them making money, too. You know, the original owners of Scooby-Doo would probably never, like, go for that. Or, I mean, I don't know. I can't speak for them. But, like... to keep profiting off of Scooby-Doo and certain stuff, yeah, why not, you know, mesh it with the modern world? I get that, okay? But It's just causing more damage and questioning. And trust me, I do not shelter my children. It's just, it's disturbing because Scooby-Doo is geared for a younger age, you know? So, that's it. Again, it shouldn't be an option you throw out there to your children at the age, in between the ages of 4 and fucking 12, guys. It shouldn't be a thing. Because if that's how your kid feels, it doesn't need to. And then I just went to like edit the video to see if like I can shut it down, because I'm like, why is this still live? And then it's like resume, and I'm like, I guess. I got a headache. But I'm gonna drink some water, get a bite to eat. My mom should be home soon, I hope. And then I will go downstairs after like I situate things, and I will come on and do Sagittarius, part 2. I feel like I got a big loop-de-loo. So, I love you guys. And, all I was trying to say to wrap up the video, again, I don't have issues when it comes to certain stuff, but to project Scooby-Doo and certain things with other cartoons in between the ages of like 4 and 12, you know, to project that, I just think it shouldn't be a thing. If your child feels a certain way, they're going to talk to you about it, and then you can explain it, you know. But I get the other sense too, like if you talk about it, maybe they'll be more open to talk about it. But it's just a very young age and a tough subject. They can't really comprehend at that age, you know. So it's just kind of where I'm at with that. You know, to project it is just, I don't know. It shouldn't be put out there as an option. It's a feeling, and you know. And then you do your best as a parent to get through it with your child, you know? So, I know at the end of the day, unconditional love is unconditional love, but when parents don't accept it, it's still unconditional love. It's just this so opinionated in one way, or stubborn and it's my way. But as a parent, you got to find your way around that, you know? It's not up to your child to find a different way to approach you. It doesn't work that way. It's the parent's job to, you know, break down some barriers regardless of your strong opinion. You know, it's tough on everybody. So it's one thing to have a very strong opinion and be completely against it, but your approach needs, you know, it, you know, I haven't been in that situation, but I know as a parent, regardless of how long it took to adjust or not adjust, you know what I mean? Like, eventually it's unconditional love and I still love my child, and I'm not going to be so pig-headed where I won't accept it. You know, there's a lot of parents in certain generations that are having a really hard time accepting this because it's what the government's allowing right now. You know, so, you know, I know that's tough for people like that. I get it. But as a parent, you got to do your work on your end too. You know, this is how I feel. You know, I know it's not going to change. Not right now, anyway. There's so many different routes you can go with this conversation, you know, but I don't even want to get into it. Just be a good parent, you know, make it right. Because I know it's difficult. A lot of parents in this generation are really struggling with it, especially grandparents, you know? So, gotta do what you can do. You can't change what the government is allowing in for influencing right now. You can't change that, how it's being projected right now. So, um, that's really what it boils down to. So, just gotta do what you can do on your end. I don't know what channel this is. This must be like sci-fi or something. Must be like sci-fi or something. AMC? AMC, yeah. What is this? Cloverfield? Perfect events unfold, monstrous creature attack. All right. I love you guys. I will talk to you later.